In this video, we are going to talk about the Coachella NFT that is launching on Solana on FTX's NFT platform. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. The NFT space is incredibly risky, so always do your own research. The Solana scholar, EasyEats Bodega, welcome to the show. I can't wait to hear about this Coachella NFT on FTX.
Yeah, no, this was surprising news to me. I was not expecting this even remotely, to be honest. As far as like an NFT drop and something that is releasing from not really what would be, I guess you could say, people who are in the space, this was probably the farthest thing outside what I expected. Coachella being huge music art festival, it's just crazy, absolutely crazy to see something like this. They're dropping a 10K collection on Soul, and the real kind of pull here is 10 of these NFTs that they're putting up solely for auction are going to give you a lifetime pass to Coachella. So in person, if you own one of those 10, you get to go every year. They get you on stage access. They get you a whole mess of other stuff that it seems like I've been talking to a lot of people about NFTs and where I think there could be some form of overlap. And the one thing that I try to make it relatable is like movie tickets, concerts, those types of things. And now we're starting to see it. Like this is exactly the use case I envision. You have an asset that is trackable, showable of ownership, and can actually be used theoretically to like scan it and get you access into somewhere. So massive festival coming into play here. It's just honestly kind of crazy to me because getting something like this where it's so not in the NFT space and kind of this collaboration of culture and music and comedy and art and in the middle of the desert. Like I've been to Coachella. It's a wild time, ton of fun. I almost died from the dust. It's just mayhem. Like, and to have this collaboration and kind of crossover event, I'm extremely excited for this. Obviously, on the Solana network, it's gets me more excited because that's kind of my home now. But this is just, in my opinion, like a milestone that's happening.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to unpack here. So we'll get into the technicals of the NFT. I want to give everybody like kind of a high level understanding of what this means in the space. So if you're new to the NFT space, application of NFT, in other words, blockchain technology, has been widely speculated almost to the point that it's presented as fact in the direction of event ticketing, concert tickets, right? And I actually personally used the Coachella example in a call earlier today without knowing about this. I said that someday a normal person might buy the Coachella tickets, and then without even realizing it, it's an NFT, and they get an offer for 2x what they paid for it, within 2 hours or within 2 weeks of buying it. And then they have to make a decision if they should just take that offer and treat it like it was an investment, or if they should actually go to the show. So this is super fascinating. This is a huge name in events. Probably, if you're not in the United States, the Coachella event is maybe the most widely known live event. Like Burning Man and Coachella are probably the two biggest known events in the United States, besides things like the Super Bowl and stuff. And so this is just huge. So I guess, Easy, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I mean, that's just, I think this is such a good way to bring people who have been unsure about NFTs into the NFT space. Like, this is such a way to kind of incentivize real world events in utilizing this blockchain technology to drive that not just commercialization, but that kind of adoption by people who are so unsure and feel like this is all a scam and a bubble and whatever other buzzwords we want to throw at it, saying like it's going to die, not going to go anywhere. It's just absolutely wild. So like I'm pretty excited to just kind of see what's actually going to happen with this, how they're going to be able to kind of continue to adapt on top of this. I know that there's also kind of three different tiers for this. So those 10 keys are all going up for auction. So on the Steph Curry release, that's such a good example to compare this to because that's kind of the only sample size we have with what's
Sure.
released on FTX. And I think it's the 2394, 2794. I forget the exact number that's for that, but that went for over six figures. So I think for a lifetime pass, we're going to see multiple six figure sales on these kind of lifetime guaranteed passes. And that's what gets me excited because for somebody who just really loves the festival, they may get an opportunity here that's better than they could have possibly thought of from like a price standpoint and being able to go every year.
And so this is now got is it a floor price of what? 6.25 Sol?
Yeah, 6.25. So that's the interesting thing for this. It minted, I think it was 500 USD, might have been 400 USD. So that's one thing I do want to call out too. With FTX, they use USDC. So you can convert it right in the Phantom wallet. It is an extra step, so be it. But at the same time, that lets people who do not have a Phantom wallet or a Solana wallet use credit cards to buy. So it's just
Nifty
giving
gateway
more
style.
opportunity. Exactly. So that's really that kind of overlap we see is like a little bit of hand in hand there, but I think this is such a good way to just get more people into the space. People always talk about like the lack of liquidity in Soul and just so many less people, I guess you could say, that this is such a nice opportunity to bring more people who would have never considered this an idea or even a use case for NFTs into the space. So I'm even just kind of looking at the site too. If we actually click up at like that help guide for them,
Sure.
they walk through all of this and you can tell like some serious thought was put into this to break down how to set up an FTX, what is NFT basics, and it really is like, what is an NFT? What are they used for? Where can you buy them? Because you can tell like these are really the first kind of places that these people are going to have an opportunity to buy this. So like I think you can probably hear how excited I am for it, and a lot of people were surprised that I was excited for this. But I love the adoption, especially of the Solana network. I love hearing about stuff like this. It just gives another chance to continue to put NFTs not in a negative light and show that there's real world use cases for it. So looking at this too, like circling back here, and I hate to keep kind of dragging you around on the site, but if we go back to like just the NFT marketplace, that will show you what the collections are that they're dropping. So a auctionable event. So the first 10 give you some form of access as well as a lifetime guest pass. So they're talking about dinners, on stage access, meeting producers, all kinds of different stuff that you get with each respective key. So they've really made each of these first 10 unique in that way, giving you a different experience plus the lifetime access. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like we're going to start to see more and more real life events, real life crossover into these opportunities where NFTs don't just become like a way for you to save a ticket stub. This is going to become a resellable asset after you've used it. If I'm reaching 40, 50 years old and I'm like, maybe I stopped going to Coachella, you can now resell this lifetime pass to somebody else who can use that utility. So thinking longer term and from like a macro standpoint, I'm just really excited for this to kind of be that use case, that trial case to see how well a blend of real life and blockchain actually kind of works hand in hand. If this drives adoption, I think this is really just going to be the start of what we see even from other festivals. Like seeing Rolling Loud, I could see being a perfect opportunity. We've had rappers like Lil Baby, even Da Baby. We have so many more people too who are like, I'd rather take my money and my paychecks in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm not carrying cash anymore. And they're saying this on video. So it's like, if they're buying into it too, we saw Odell Beckham take 75% of his paycheck in Bitcoin. Like all of this is just starting. So seeing something like this, and what caught me off guard is like this goes live Friday. Like that's a crazy turnaround.
Okay. So this is nuts. I want to buy it. Okay. So I want to
Yeah.
try to participate in this because I think you're right. And I think that, so the Steph Curry drop, by what multiplier is the 6 Sol compared to the drop price? Is that like a 4X or what is it?
So that's the interesting thing. That's about 150 at current price over. The time when it released though, Soul was
$150?
US dollars over the cost. It was $500. But what you have to remember too is when the Steph Curry NFT dropped, Soul was $200, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's done like one Soul equals one Soul. We're looking at like a 3x right now. So for me, that's even more interesting because the Soul value is still there, where even if you're considering this in USD terms, you're still profitable on that mint. If you're considering it in Soul terms, you're up 3x. So that's holding its value well. But what was really interesting was when FTX's marketplace kicked this off, they were going for like $1,400. So they were going for more or less 2x out of the gate on the actual value because FTX trades in USDC. We were seeing just some crazy volume, especially because those credit cards could be used. So like still need a Phantom wallet, but can actually plug in your credit card into your FTX account, converts it to USDC, and then right there, you can kind of run with it. So I just think this is a really, really interesting case study for a lot of this stuff. Like, if this pans out well, we're going to actually see probably a lot more use cases like this that drive that value and actually kind of incentivize people to try releases like this. So I'm excited for that. I really do like that they also have a couple different tiers. So looking at those, we have $60, $180, and then the auction for the keys. So at 10 different combinations for sights and sounds, they give you a music NFT and a visual that they're also crediting to the merge at the site. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. And then the posters below with the desert reflections at $180. So those are specific photographs, iconic collections, some historic kind of pieces for people who may have been to previous Coachellas and festivals here. I just really like the rollout. I think there's a price point for everyone. And personally, I mean, I'm going to definitely try to go for the 180 and $60 options. My bags aren't big enough to bid on the lifetime pass. I'll be honest about that.
Well, yeah. So what do you think the minimum is going to end up being for the lifetime pass?
With Soul at $100, I'd probably say 1,000. I think six figures is probably the minimum that someone's going to
A
be paying
hundred
for it.
thousand or 1,000?
100,000, so 1,000 Soul. Yeah,
Wow.
and think about that too. Like that Steph Curry collection, they auctioned off the very last one, which was his actual shot where he broke the record for most threes. That went for I think it was like 160K. And that was just for the auction, and then it was resold for I think upwards of 300. So these keys are going to have some volume in the secondary too, especially for the people who don't know what an NFT are, who are like, I can't figure out what the hell this is, how I auction. I'm just going to buy it from somebody who auctions it off because I want it, you know?
Sure. And so if we buy sights and sounds or desert reflections here for $60 and $180, first of all, like, is it an open edition or is there a finite amount? What's the story with that?
Yeah, so there's 10K total across all three tiers. So I believe there's 1,000 of the desert reflections, like 800 and or 8,990 of the sights and sounds, and then 10 of the keys. So my opinion, my play is probably going to be to try to get the desert reflections, just because much smaller sample size, smaller overall quantity for the collection. It's different in itself. The sights and sounds being the most common, that's probably going to have the lowest floor. I think a lot of people are really underestimating what that $180 value can do here. Yeah, and you can see there's 1,000 of those. So they've really kind of separated these out in a nice way where I think this is going to be the sleeper from the collection that not as many people are going to go after. A lot of people are going to go for the 60 and the auction, whereas this one might be in that middle. A lot of uncertainty on it, but I think this is the play. I think out the gates too, we'll see $500 for one of these desert reflections easily, and probably 300 for the $60 option. That's kind of my guess, not financial advice, just my opinion here based on how I watched that Steph Curry auction move. And then what was crazy though, and I hate to ramble, but that Steph Curry one hit Magic Eden and just ripped for like 30 minutes because finally people were just they saw it, didn't realize they couldn't try to get this on Magic Eden for like an extended hour or two, finally hit there. And then people who wanted it were just paying whatever was on the floor because it took a slow bit of listing. Anyone who's not familiar with Soul and Magic Eden didn't know that they could list there. And there was even some like arbitrage opportunities between Magic Eden and FTX.
I mean, that's nuts. What time does this go live? We got excuse me, 10,000 mints for the 60 excuse me, sorry. 10,000 mints for the $60 one, 1,000 mints for the $180 one, right?
Yep. Yeah. And even looking at this, shout out Isolate. He just commented too that the record breaking shot sold for $1 million,
Man.
which would not surprise me. So, like, these keys could just absolutely tear. Like, I'm thinking from an outside perspective, just someone who loves Coachella is going to pay whatever it costs for this. They can throw it on an Amex black card and just run it up. So, like, this is going to have some crazy price action, especially for each one of these keys being a different kind of redeemable.
Okay, so this drops on Friday. I thought it was
This
tomorrow, but
Friday.
this
This
Friday.
Friday.
All right, so look, I'm about to like break a little news right here to everybody watching. I think this is kind of our Solana audience, so I don't know if you got this news. We signed a deal today with FTX. The Nifty Alpha did. The Nifty did. And so now our sponsor is FTX. So in moving forward, this show is going to be sponsored by FTX. We will get a code for you to use as your promo code to register on FTX's marketplace to buy this NFT. So don't make don't make the account yet. We got time. This thing drops on Friday. Let me get you a code before this, and I'm going to put it in announcements and in the Soul Trades channel. Thank you for all the congratulations. We literally couldn't be happier. This is crazy. Thank you guys so much. All of a sudden it's like a awards show where I'm just like thanking everybody. But yeah, so hold off before you make your FTX account. Let us get you that code and then make the account and buy this. I'm going to literally be doing that myself and buying the 181 like Easy just said on Friday, but I'll probably just go for both, the 180
I'm gonna go
and the
for
60.
both. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. So maybe we can, or are you going to be in town, Easy, or will we be able to do it live, or are you going to be out of town?
We might be able to do it live. I'm leaving like much later, so depending on what time, let me actually check here. It says it's dropping in like 2 days, and there's a timer. We could probably figure out the exact time here.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. 1
Oh yeah, I'll
p.m.
be around.
Eastern.
Yeah, so we could very good chance we try to get this live. I'm really excited for it. It's just like this feels like it's finally starting, where we get some of that like buy-in from society, and people aren't just like, man, NFTs are dumb, it's a bubble. Like this has such good real world utility that I'm so excited to see. If it flops, it flops, and then maybe I finally accept we're in this crazy bubble. But if this takes off, it's just such an indication that like we're just getting started on what's really possible with real world utility.
Well, I think we are in a speculative mania bubble market,
For
but that
sure.
doesn't mean that NFTs are going to go. I've already seen one heinous NFT bubble burst last March, the Nifty Gateway bubble. I'm just pulling this up because Jay asked multiple times. This is the NFT. So this is our NFT. This doesn't have anything to do with this Solana drop. I'm just showing it because Ron Wilson created his FTX account 4 hours ago. It's all good, Ron. You're good. But everyone else, just let me get you that code. Do me a favor. Let me get you that code.
Sweet code.
All right. And so I think we pretty much covered the Coachella drop. Would you say that?
100%. Yeah, like everything kind of dropping on that. I'm just really excited for it. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to really throw on it. I can't wait. I think there's gonna be some crazy action off of that. And we've seen one drop already do very well, so it's nice to see. Kind of a nice change of pace here, especially with the USDC pricing. Yeah, it's got a lot that I'm excited for.
All right. Well, I want to do the my wallet update.
Let's
Oh,
take a
some
look.
stuff sold. Oh no. Okay.
No,
So
we're holding the bunnies.
we're holding bunnies. What about the miners?
The miner's taking a hit. Scroll up a little bit.
Yep.
Those are down right now because the block event hasn't happened yet. So we're down to about 2.4. Those bunnies are still right around that entry, a little bit under. I'm still holding both. We've just had so many drops. Like Monday was probably one of the craziest days in Soul drop wise. Magic Eden didn't work at all, like not even remotely. So no one could buy or trade secondary. Those Chimpions I talked about in that Monday video and kind of what was going on with it.
Yep.
Those are now trading at a 160 soul floor. It was a
What?
0.22 mint cost. Yes.
How much was it?
0.22.
Did you get
Trading
one?
at No, it was whitelist only,
Oh.
222 supply. There was actually a bunch of drama. One of my friends, shout out Raul, justice for Raul. They took his whitelist spot away because they said that his art wasn't original. And he sent a signature of his art signed on it too, with like some other pieces. And they didn't tell him until after mint. So he went in to mint it. His whitelist spot was just gone. Didn't get one. Just a terrible situation. But all in all, like this project has still insane hype. So if you actually type in the Chimpions, we can look at some volume on that. It's just mayhem. Like it makes no sense to me because they're revealing in batches. So every one is hand drawn. Yeah, 177 floor from 0.22.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and there's sales. That's the wildest part. People are like, if it's the floor only matters if there's liquidity. Some guy scalped one of these for 100 sold, bought it, sold it at 160 15 minutes later.
Wow.
Crazy. Like, yeah, guy made $5,000 after fees in 15 minutes on an unrevealed picture too. So this is just crazy. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about this because I like to think we see under 100 after reveal, but with them revealing in like what they say batches of 10 to 20, it could take a month to see all 200 of these. So like that's a concern, especially if one of them doesn't look good in the first 10 that are revealed. These are going to pull back so hard.
Well, I won't be buying it at these levels. Let me tell you that. Is there any buy you would make right now at under four Sol?
Check out what Sovana is trading at. This is the World Wide Web land comparison. I bought in at
What's it
3.9.
called?
So Sovana.
Okay. And you bought
Yeah.
this at 4?
I bought at 3.9. So I just started a new 5 Sol challenge today. Concluded the
Okay.
last one. We
You
finished
bought it
at
at 3.9 in that 5
3.9.
challenge?
Yep.
All right, I'm buying it right
Yeah.
now.
So I like this trade a lot. These are still unrevealed. The last time we saw something that had this kind of volume, I think these are going to get up towards like 5.5. We did see them trade 6 earlier, and then I actually scalped these. So I went like a 4-2 entry, sold at 6, bought another one at 3.9 on the 5 Sol wallet that I'm holding just for a couple more days. We saw the crazy volume from World Wide Web land. This gives me exact same vibes. Pixel style, NFT integrations, pixel metaverse, already working, kind of gamified. So if they can start doing like a casino where you can walk in with your NFT and gamble at like High Rollers Hippo Club or Millionaire Casino Pandas, so you might have gotten front run.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm excited
Pain
for.
in the ass. Here we
Always,
go.
right? Yeah, here it
So
comes.
this 4 Sol is stuck, right? I should get one of these.
Yeah, I would go for Man, Magic Eden's been just in the gutter today.
I'm not even gonna get this. All right,
If that one sells too, I'd say just hold off. But this would probably be my buy around 4. So this is one that I'm really excited for. There you go.
Got it.
Good, you got it. So I would even go back and list this at like 5.9 and just
5.9?
leave it there. Yeah, 5.69, 5.96, either one. It's got 10% fees, so even at upper fives, yeah, you're gonna have to take a minute so it hits your wallet, whatever. But even at upper fives, even at 5.6, you're gonna make a Sol off of this, which just a nice quick scalp trade. It wouldn't even shock me if these got swept later tonight. This was probably the most hype mint today. And like I said yesterday, with the comparison to Monday having so much quantity, it was just crazy. But metaverse plays are hot right now. So if Suites or Portals gets any volume with Portals at 15 and Suites at with Portals at 70 and Suites at like 15, 16, I think this is going to be that lagging indicator.
Okay, well, I listed at 5.569. I'm trying to ship the thing. Perfect. I'm trying to ship it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, shit. Thank you for another pick, Easy. Real quick, what's his name? Jay Tremblay asked if we have a video explaining the portal. We are going to get much clearer messaging out there surrounding the portal and what comes with owning a portal. As of right now, you have access to the portal chat Discord. There isn't a private Solana chat. So if you're just trying to trade Solana, right, you're good in the general Solana chat. Sure, for now. We're not trying to take anything away, right? We're not trying to take anything away. What I will say is that the portal minted at 0.069 and the floor is 0.15 right now. Just saying, within 2 weeks. And if you look at the activity, there's hella floor sweeps. And I literally just announced on this video that we are sponsored by FTX now. And there may be more new stuff that we kind of roll out. We're finalizing it now. And we think that that's going to be more stuff that people are interested in. And right now you get access to whitelist giveaways. We're becoming much more systematic about that and looking to partner with like the sick projects. You know, we've seen the power of what partnering with sick projects does to the like a project's floor. And so, yeah, we want to definitely do that. So what in other words, if you buy the portal, you get access to the exclusive Discord where you have whitelist opportunities. We're rolling out some software tools that you'll have access to too. Dank Sinatrax, what's the portal? All right, we're going full sales pitch real quick. Just that it's our NFT. It's the NFT that this group, the Nifty, put out.
Not the Solana portals. Not the
Solana
Metaverse
portals.
and Sol. This is the Nifty portal specific to Nifty Alpha. Go get one if you don't have one. That is the best thing you can do.
So, yeah, so this is our NFT. It came out like 2 weeks ago, and it came out at 0.069, and now it's got a 0.15 floor. And as you can tell, there's been like floor sweeps. So I think people are finally waking up to it in terms of like the kind of whale market, like whales getting involved. So yeah, and someone asked when Bodega Door, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. But anyway, we got sponsored by FTX, massive sponsorship. So excited about that. And excited to buy this NFT. the Coachella one on FTX on Friday. So we'll definitely keep my eyes open for that. And I'm going to get you a code. Everybody, I'm going to get you a code for FTX before Friday. Please, please, please allow me to get you that code so that you can sign up with our code now that we're sponsored by FTX. That would be much appreciated. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're going to definitely get something for that. You're going to get, like, I don't know. What do they give? 10% off? I don't know how it works when you sign up for a new platform.
I think you get a kickback too. Who knows? They'll give you something. It's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Use the code.
They're going to give you something.
Free money.
Use the code free money. Anyway, Easy as usual. Follow Easy at EasyEats Bodega. It's right there on Twitter. He started a new 5 soul challenge. The first one was like 5 soul turned into 40 soul. So if you're not making it in Solana, I mean, literally just follow him. Come on. And last but not least, like the video. Come on, like the video. You got to like the video and subscribe to the channel because we do content like this every day, and EasyEats is only, contributing more, and we're really excited about that. So thanks so much for watching, everyone.